What's good, peeps? What is good? Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Don't forget as well, please, to like and share the vids. Thank you very, very much. All right, what is there to talk about from the world of boxing today? In fact, before we talk boxing, I mean, the UFC card this weekend, UFC 259, woo, mad. They must be underpaying these guys so much to be able to put on a fight card this good. I mean, I'm not complaining, right? I mean, as a UFC fan, it's ridiculous. I mean, we've got the light heavyweight strap on the line between Brook-Chris and Israel Adesanya. Israel Adesanya going up from middleweight to light heavyweight. We get excited now in boxing about a guy going up 7 pounds. I mean, even the lower weight class is going up smaller. Israel Adesanya is going up 20 pounds from 185 to 205 to take on the Polish wrecking machine. That's a great fight. We've got Amanda Nunes, the GOAT, the female GOAT, taking on Megan Anderson. And we've got Petr Yan defending his bantamweight strap against Aljamain Sterling. If that's not enough, Thiago Santos is fighting. If that's not enough, Dominic Cruz, the former bantamweight champion, is back. If that's not enough, Joseph Benavidez is fighting. Yeah, they're paying these guys peanuts. Honestly, peanuts. But again, it is what it is, man. I just can't wait to tune in for that one. Great fight card. All right, let's switch our attention back to boxing and let's just see what there is. I'm still upset about Yildirim's performance, if I'm honest with you. I mean, I've spoken to a few people and everyone shares my opinion. I think it's embarrassing for that to be a mandatory, for that to be the biggest fight of your life. You're representing your country. I'm not one of those people, by the way, that are going to scream, go out on your shield, because I'd be a hypocrite, because I've always said it shouldn't be like that. But do something. I mean, do something, please. Like, I don't know how much you got paid. People were saying he got paid around 2.5 million. Do something. That's embarrassing. And I mean, the WBC need to be embarrassed with themselves about that being a mandatory. I mean, people are paying good money, right? People that attended, and it wasn't the worst fight card, but people obviously are paying their money to watch and see Canelo in a decent scrap. We all knew Canelo was going to win, but Yildirim has to fucking fight back. He's a guy that's campaigned at light heavy. He's a much bigger guy, and all he's doing is shelling up. He threw, or someone said, I think he landed 5 punches, 5 through 3 rounds. 5. A joke, absolute joke. Chisora, Parker's fight was not great. Did what he needed to win. Barely. What did he do to win? I mean, look, I get it, Chisora. You want that fight and you're going to get that fight, but you don't need to sell it to us like he did what he needed to do to win. It was horrendous. He was horrendous. It was, I watched it. I did a live watch along and I was begging for the fight to end because I was getting tired and it was rubbish. It was really bad. Yeah, Parker needs, he needs to get rid of Kevin Barry. I'm not a fan of saying fighters need to get rid of their trainers, because I think when you're an experienced fighter, you should take it on yourself to get better as well. But he's been with Kevin Barry for forever, right, from the get-go. And I just don't see the improvements now. I think he needs someone to just show him different things, a different voice, different looks, different techniques, and then we'll see. Because there is a good boxer in there. I've always said that he's a top 10 heavyweight. I'm not sure about it now after that performance. I mean, Junior Farr isn't ranked, well, in my eyes anyway, in kind of the universal rankings. I wouldn't have Junior Farr as a top 40, 50 heavyweight. So to me, you've got to get rid of that kind of guy. You've got to, even if you don't get rid of him, you've got to make it comfortable. You've got to do something to make where I'm like, whoa, okay, let's see what he's going to do against Chisora. I mean, don't get me wrong, he could still go out there and beat Chisora, but sell the fight to me. Like, let me get excited about it. After that fight, I was like, I don't want to see Chisora Parker. I mean, that's a lie actually, because I do, but you know what I mean. It's just a shit performance. Anthony Joshua, enough Twitter talk. I know I can beat Fury. I want the smoke. Well, AJ's talking now, right? I mean, I like this. AJ's talking. But I think Fury's just frustrated. I think Fury's talk comes from frustration. Fury wanted to fight Caballero in December for a couple of reasons. A, to stay active. B, to get paid. Right? He's obviously got this ridiculously good contract with Top Rank. What was it? 5 fights, 80 million. He's had 3 of those fights now. So still a couple more left on that contract. He wanted a fight. And right now, someone like him, like I almost feel like, what's that phrase about when, is it the devil makes work of idle minds or something? Is that the phrase? Something along those lines. But you know what I'm trying to say? I feel like Tyson Fury is the kind of person that needs to be in training, in camp, getting ready for a fight, or his mind might start wandering again. And we know what happened the last time. I think he's a lot stronger than that now mentally, but you don't want him even to think that there's nothing on the horizon. So when Tyson Fury talks, I think it's out of frustration. I want to fight. What is going on? I don't want to stay on the shelf. I don't. And obviously the Caballero fight couldn't happen because of, I think, financials in the end. And now he's thinking, just announce the fucking AJ fight. Just announce it. Again, I've always said this, and it's true. Tyson Fury thinks he can beat AJ. AJ thinks he can beat Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury wants to fight AJ. AJ wants to fight Tyson Fury. The problem is everyone else surrounding them. They both want to fight each other because they're fighters. They're both proud warriors. They want it. It's other people surrounding them. But I do think the fight happens. I still do think the fight happens. I think the fight happens in July in the Middle East. Zab Judah launches Celebrity Boxing Exhibition League on April 3rd. Let's move on from that. I have no interest in that. Durrell, I don't want Benavidez rematch. I want title fight. Move on from that one, please. I mean, geez. Did you see his fight? I think he won the fight. It was a draw, but I think he won the fight. But, geez, I mean, there's not much left of Anthony Durrell. I'll tell you that now. This one's coming. Zhili Zhang, obviously that Chinese heavyweight, hospitalized, held for observation following 10-round draw with Jerry Forrest. Boy, I hope it was just as a precaution, because he just looked like a guy that had run out of a lot of gas. I mean, he was, to be fair though, Jerry Forrest was hitting him hard, you know. I mean, Jerry Forrest was landing some clean shots on him, by the way. So you just hope that he's okay. I think he's taken a massive knock. I mean, look, they were talking about him potentially fighting for world titles. I mean, being in that mix. Obviously not. But look, let's just hope he's okay. You know, this boxing game, I mean, it's caused us a lot of pain in recent years with fighters not being okay and some fighters even dying. So let's just hope that Zhili Zhang's okay. If he is and he's fine and it is just precaution, at least they can look back at that fight, him and his team, and know they've got a lot to work on. That there's a lot to work on. But in saying that, Jerry Forrest is no slouch. No slouch at all. I mean, man, for a guy to get put down 3 times, I mean, Zhili Zhang's probably thinking this is an easy night's work. Especially when you put him down once, it's like, oh, there you go. And then this guy keeps on getting up like the fucking Undertaker. Jesus Christ. Hearn, it's disappointing that Yildirim didn't go another round, go out on his shield. See, this is kind of where you got to be careful, this kind of talk. And that's kind of why I was holding back on going out on his shield talk. Just because, again, the dangers of the sport. Personally, look, Yildirim was getting touched to the body a lot. Not much to the head. He wasn't taking a lot of headshots. Obviously, he took that one straight down the pipe that put him down. But again, I just wanted a bit more from him, man. Like we all knew he was a big underdog. Just come on, man. Shit, they're making CANELO out to be a fucking monster. CANELO's good, but he ain't no monster. But these fighters are going in the ring like CANELO's peak Mike Tyson or something, or fucking peak Sonny Liston. Like he has this fear factor now. I'll tell you one fighter that won't be scared. That's Billy Joe Saunders. I'm not saying Billy Joe Saunders wins, but I'm telling you now, he won't be scared. He doesn't have that in him. He's got that gypsy blood in him. Them man ain't scared. Fighting's in their DNA. Fact. Fighting is in their bloody DNA. Keith Thurman, I'm geared up, frustrated, and can't wait to let my hands go. Oh, so see, you're back now, yeah? Because Keith hasn't fought since August 2019. Okay, we'll just wait and see what happens with Keith. I mean, look, he's a name, former champion. No shame in getting beat by Pac-Man. Close fight that one was as well. But yeah, it's a long time out of the ring. I mean, fucking hell. The thing about Keith is that Keith is going to come back and say he wants to warm up. That's going to happen. And then I'll want someone of note. So although Keith's talking about, I want to let my hands go, Keith ain't going to let his hands go on someone of note until, at best, the winter of 2021. So at best, September, October 2021. 2 secs. Otto Volin, I'm not there yet, but I'm getting better, improving with every fight. Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. His fight against Dominic Brazil was okay. I mean, look, I think the thing about Otto Volin is that maybe people in their mind have fast-tracked him in their mind because of that performance against Tyson Fury. Maybe he's fast-tracked himself as well just because of that performance. I think there is a lot to work on. And I'm just happy he knows there's a lot to work on. But again, I mean, look, this heavyweight division, regardless of where you are in the top 30 or 40, there are some good fights for you, man. Some real good fights. Some money fights as well. I mean, you don't have to be fighting. You don't have to fight AJ Fury to make money anymore. There's some good fights out there. I mean, for example, Jazora Parker will be a pay-per-view fight over here. You got Hrgovic Hunter. Oh, you got Joyce Usyk. These are all matchups that are happening. Povetkin's going to have the rematch with Dillian White. You know, there is a lot of talk about Charles Martin, Deontay Wilder. Andy Ruiz is fighting Chris Arreola. I'm not happy about that, but it was rumoured to be Kalnacki. Then Kalnacki lost to Helenius. What I'm trying to say is that there are loads of heavyweight fights out there, no matter where you are on that kind of top 30 list. So Otto Volin will get some good fights. What else have we got here? Yoel Diaz. Yildirim never recovered after Canelo dropped him. Yeah, whatever. I mean, Joel Diaz is clearly gonna be upset with that performance. I mean, he's a proud trainer, and I mean, even when he looked just stunned by everything, even when Joel Diaz is talking to him in a corner, this man's not even responding. He was literally, the whole thing just got to him. The whole event and being in there with the pound for pound #1 just got to him, which is a shame. Eddie Hearn here saying that Golovkin could face Munguia Murata. Canelo focused on unification. I was asking what's going on with Golovkin. Yeah. Munguia is probably the one that makes sense there. Unless he wants to sit out a bit longer. If he wants to sit out a bit longer, he fights the winner of Williams Andrade. They fight in April. So if he wants to sit out until September, then he can fight the winner of that, which makes more sense for DAZN. But we'll see. Eddie Hearn here saying a bit more about Canelo. It's a lot about Canelo, actually. There's no debate. Canelo is the pound for pound #1. Yeah, that's true. I am very keen on seeing what Estrada does against Chocolatito. I'm not saying if Estrada beats Chocolatito, which I think he will. Good fight, though, that he becomes #1. But there's an argument that he jumps higher than he is. I think Estrada's ranked #5. That there is an argument to say he should jump above Usyk. I think Usyk's 4. Let me have a look at the rankings quickly. This is the Ring Magazine ones I'm looking at, by the way. Let's have a look. Where is it? Ratings. What's all this shit? These ads, fucking pop-ups. Sorry, peeps, I didn't expect all these pop-ups to happen. Why is it so difficult to... Do I have to sign in or something? No, okay, cool, here we are. So they've got Canelo, Inoue, Crawford, Usyk #4, Spence #5, Teofimo #6, Loma #7, Estrada #8. Estrada could definitely go a bit higher once he beats Chocolatito. Usyk at #4 doesn't sit well with me. I know it sounds like what, but I mean, are we still talking about what Usyk has done as a cruiser? And is that part of still why he's so high up? Because as a heavyweight, I mean, he hasn't done much. So I think Usyk can drop a couple. Spence at 5 is cool. So yeah, I do think Estrada can go higher. But yeah, in terms of the #1, it's clear Canelo. I mean, I love what Inoue's done, but and you know, my feelings about Crawford are kind of split because his resume is quite weak. But yeah, Canelo #1 pretty easily. Junior Farr, I exposed Joseph Parker. I exposed a lot of weaknesses. Yeah. I mean, I like Junior Farr, very respectful. Even when they read out the crazy scorecards, 119, 109 or something crazy like that. I like him, but he's correct in what he's saying. I mean, he did expose a lot of what... Like, Joseph Parker struggling to kind of let his hands go against some of the other fighters, the more elite fighters like Ruiz, and he let his hands go a bit against Ruiz, but AJ and Dillian White right until the end, that's fine. But Junior Farr is not fine. I get it was a grudge match and two local guys from Auckland, but I'm sorry. I want more. I want way more. Hearn saying that Canelo Saunders is one of the biggest fights in boxing. I love it. I really do love it. I can't wait to see it. Hopefully, and I haven't been to a fight for a long time, but hopefully I can somehow get out there for it. It's definitely a fight you want to be ringside for, right? Especially in America. Cinco de Mayo. Woo! Definitely want to be there for that. Undercard might be pretty good as well. Is it one of the biggest? Look, it's a Canelo fight, so it's always going to be one of the biggest. And Billy Joe Saunders is an unbeaten 2-weight world champion, so we've got to give him credit for that. So, yeah, look, we'll see. We'll see when it happens. I saw something, might have been a while ago. I haven't done like, oh, here it is. And we'll end on this one, actually. Chris Eubank Jr. versus Kell Brook is being explored, says Hearn. I mean, what? I mean, where's this fight going to be at? 1-6? Like, it makes no sense, man. It makes no sense whatsoever. I mean, actually, I'll take it back. It makes sense because it makes money. If it makes money, it makes sense, right? Isn't that the phrase? And I guess it makes money. People will be interested in it. There is that Golovkin issue they have with Kell Brook taking the Golovkin fight, because at the time it was supposed to be Chris Eubank Jr. And remember all the thing about Chris Eubank Jr. losing his pen and not wanting to sign the contract. Kell Brook's the one that stepped up and fought Golovkin. So there's that little needle they have. But now look, Chris Eubank Jr. is campaigning at 168. Kell Brook last fought at 147, although very tight at the weight. Even if Kell Brook went up to what I think he should be at, is 154, Chris Eubank Jr. is still 168. Chris Eubank Jr. will bust him up, man. I really do think he'll bust him up. And Chris Eubank Jr. isn't the greatest boxer, but he just physically will put it on Kell. And it isn't a fight at this stage of Kell's career that I'd like to see, if I'm honest with you. It's actually a fight I wouldn't want to see even at any stage of Kell's career, just because Kell is a 147 fighter career. I mean, career 147 fighter against Chris Eubank Jr. is a career 160. What are we doing? I mean, there are weight divisions for a reason. Peace.